What did it do, yeah? My computer didn't want me to be great this one.
What up, man?
How's everyone
Hola.
feeling? All right, all right. I guess y'all are feeling great. I guess everybody's trading. Last week was awesome.
All through the group. The activity is like we got a shot in the arm. It was awesome to see.
Okay, we have 12 folks. I might as well what's up, Rosa? Maul, Kezi.
Hello.
All right. When I start whenever we start watching videos, I'm gonna not record that part because I got a copyright hit on a video that we watched one day. So whenever we watch videos, I'm gonna stop the recording and I'll pause the recording and then start it back after the video. All right. So this is let me start the recording. Um oh, the recording is already going. That's cool. This is the weekly meeting, January 20th, week number 3. Um, I always ask how everybody's trading is going. I don't really get great replies or, really any replies. Um, when I look at my personal journal, um, I failed week 1. I failed week 2, and I failed last week. I blew this week. That's what my note says. I blew this week. I must set the trade and let it work. That was the first week when I got out of that UJ trade. The next week, it says another effing disaster in the markets. Still taking too many trades. Last week, another effing disaster. I can't believe I took so many trades. So the point I'm trying to make is trading is a journey. And even though my bottom line is positive, what the goal that I'm trying to accomplish is not being accomplished because those additional trades, you hop in a trade, uh, it doesn't pan out. You shouldn't have been in the trade in the first place. I'll give you an example. Um, I posted a trade in the indice room. It was a buy trade. I held that trade for almost 12 hours. It went to my TP, and I assumed the price was going to sell again, so I hopped in for the sell. So I got paid on that trade. I hopped in for the sell, and it went and it bounced and it started climbing again. So it picked up my hedge, and I had to go the other way with the trade. I end up making money, but the point, the point is when you do that type of activity, my mind wasn't on that trade, right? When I come into the week, I have a list of pairs, and normally it's like 3 that I'm going to watch and try to get an entry to capitalize on that pair. And the way it works for me is I want a pair that I can swing, right? I want a pair that I can get in, and I want that pair to move like over the course of the next few weeks, right? Or a few days or something. I don't want to get in a pair and get out of a pair, get in a pair, get out of a pair, right? I don't want my MT5 if I'm trading my funded account, or the trade locker to have a bunch of freaking trade history. Because I'm a firm believer that the more trades you take, for me, right? I'm not OG, but the more trades that I take, I lose, right? And for me, what I like to do at the end of the year is pull up that history. It lets you put in custom, and I go through and I count my losers, right? And in all those losers, it's not a trade that I've held. It's a trade that I'm in and out of, right? Maybe my hedge picked up, which I haven't had an issue with. I haven't had an issue with my hedge being picked up because I generally set my hedge at the swing high or swing low. That alleviates any issue of my hedge getting picked up. So when I looked at those trades from last year, the last 6 months of last year, especially, the ones that I lost were short-term trades. So in order for me to improve as a trader, I need to eliminate those short-term trades. It's just not my thing right now. My thing is the swing trades, all blue, all big numbers. Then if I eliminate those smaller trades, then maybe I make 30% more, right? Because all those smaller trades, when you add it up, it's a 30% chunk from what would have been my net profit. So my synopsis, or my from me looking that over, and thank God I even had the records. If I eliminate those trades, I'll make 30% more, right? And by the end of the year, you know, I can say, you know what, I made $1 million. But that goal is not uh, an accomplishable goal if I'm gonna do the same thing. So coming into the year, I figured I'd just get in these trades, and I would hold the trades. I would win those trades, and I would just count it up. First week was great. I only took the UJ trade. Then I got out of the trade, and the trade kept going for 2 more weeks. And meanwhile, I took several losses in smaller trades over those weeks. Now I did catch the EN trade buying up, so I got another win out of that. But the point is, had I not taken those small L's, then I'm on schedule, right? So when I look through what I'm doing for that week, it's either a pass or fail. And if I'm especially if I'm taking trades, if I look in my history and I got trades in there, and those pair aren't even on my list, right? The accountability piece in trading is a zero sums process. You either followed what you said you were going to do, or you didn't. And nobody's making the freaking rules but you. It's you versus you. It's not you versus me. I'm not competing against OG. I'm not competing against Kim, Newhoff, none of them. Rose, I'm not competing against nobody. I look at my trade setups. I say, man, here's a good setup. Here's a good setup. Here's a good setup. These 3 setups, I can take a trade in either one of them. I'm really interested in one that's long-term, so I get several entries, and I'm good, right? Over the course of those next 2 weeks of this trade ride, I'll be able to make $26,000. I'll be able to make 30 or 40 grand, because I know how to add my positions and I know what I want to see out of the pair. But if I'm just hopping in pairs because I see a good setup, hey, this is going 30 pips, let me snatch these 30 pips. That's when I get myself into trouble, right? Maybe it doesn't go 30 pips, maybe it goes 27. But I'm caught up doing something else, working out, cleaning up, whatever the case may be. And it doesn't go 30 pips, it goes 27, and then it reverses. And now I have to go and make up, I got to take that loss and I got to make up for it going the other direction or whatever. This is how we get caught up in the hamster wheel. This is why when you look up, you're like, damn, I got 3 years in and I'm not profitable, right? This is how you look up and say, man, I didn't reach my goal. Because this isn't work. You can't stop at 7-Eleven and be at work 5 minutes late. You can do that, but trading doesn't work like it work. They're still going to give you your salary or whatever, if you're on salary. And if you're a hourly employee, you can stay 5 minutes late. Trading doesn't work like that. Your entry is going to pop. You're either in the trade or you're not. And it's a zero sums game. So if you're taking this extra trade and you lose $30, that's $30 you don't have to compound. I challenge you to hold yourself to whatever standard you create for yourself. There is no right or wrong answer, and there is no excuse. I mean, you took the trade or you didn't. You used the proper lot size or you didn't. If you're in a funded account, maybe you're using percentages. If you're in a personal account, maybe you're not. Right? If I'm in a personal account and I got $100 and I'm in a trade that I know is going 100 pips, and I know that there's a 30 pip stop loss to the swing high, I'm using $1 per pip. I'm gonna risk $30 of that $100 account because I know I can double that freaker. And I'm gonna do that until my account is at 10 grand. Then maybe I can talk percentage. But these are high probability setups. So I'm growing my money, I'm growing my account based off these higher time frame, high probability setups, and I'm flipping them. If I'm in my funded account, then I'm doing percentages and I'm not freaking cheating. Listen, I'm not cheating because you're just going to shovel out your personal money to these companies. They're not designed to help you. They're designed to take your freaking money, and you're giving it to them. If you want to gamble or you want to use a higher lot size, you want to risk more, don't pay $300 for a 50K account. Put $300 in your personal account. Use a $3 lot size. Not a 3.0, not a $30, a 0.30. Go 100 pips. Now you have a $600 account. You do that 2 or 3 times and you're at 10 grand. How many pips did UJ go? If you hopped in that UJ trade January 1st with a $300 account, $3 lot size, let's call it 650 pips. $1,800 plus the 300 you had, you got a $2,000 account right now. Now we're looking at EN or GN or EA or GA. We got an $1,800 account. Now you can use $18 a pip for 1.8. If it goes 500 pips, almost 10K plus the 1.8 you got. So now you're at 12K after 2 trades, a couple of weeks, maybe a month and a half. You went from $300 to $12,000. A month and a half, 2 months. Meanwhile, you blew that 50K account. So now you're forking out another $300 instead of having 12K off the 300, the initial 300. We got to think. We have to think. We have to be accountable. We have to make it make sense. Because half of what we're doing and what we've been doing doesn't make sense. It's a zero sums game. Does your plan work? Maybe your plan doesn't work. Maybe you need to throw it out the window. Maybe you lost the trade. You're scared to go in. I would just challenge that line of thought. I think that's a loser mentality. I mean, maybe you have that. Maybe you're proud of your loser mentality. But when you look at the big picture, we called this trade at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, we called this trade. $468 pips. EA, we called it. Beginning of the year, we called this GA trade. $691 pips. But maybe you have a loser mentality. At the beginning of the year, we called this trade. $353 pips. At the beginning of the year, we called this trade. 646 pips. But maybe you have a loser mentality. Maybe you just want to lose, and that's cool. We called this trade at the beginning of the year. It went up and it pushed down. $110 pips up and 80 some pips back down. But maybe you have a loser mentality. There isn't anything we can do if you're a loser. If your mentality is a loser, you have to change that, right? There are ways to do it. But all of these trades that we talked about, 388 pips, every trade that we talked about coming into January worked 558 pips. $832 pips. Just imagine if you had $100 account, put $1 a pip. Now you have almost $1,000 account. UJ. $682 pips. So you have to decide. We've kind of gotten to small groups. We've implemented ways to help us become successful. And I would just challenge everybody who's a part of this to take it serious. Get into your groups and make the money. It's available, right? Like, you can't make this up. Relative equal highs, price breaks the high, immediately gives you a chalk. Prices below your moving average, sell it. If you took this trade, right? If you're in UJ for the sale, it's 150 pips to the golden zone and 200 and some pips to the 78, right? Maybe it just comes down about 200 pips to this level. I do believe that the JPYs will go a little bit higher, maybe to this red line area. But there are other setups to me that I like a little bit better. I like the GN joint. I like the EN joint. And you see the same thing. We have relative equal highs. We break through. We create another level of relative equal highs. We go below the MAs. In this situation, we already have a chalk because we broke this level. We just traded back up. So I'm looking to at least come to this level, right? But eventually come all the way down to this zone here, which would give us 1,000 pip move. However you guys are seeing your setups, we have to, you got to hold yourself accountable, right? Are you getting in the trade when you're supposed to get in the trade? Are you waiting to get a close below the moving average or above the moving average if you trade like that? Are you waiting for your alerts to go off? Are you waiting, for your setup and you waiting for your confirmation? If you are and you're losing, then that's good. We all take losses. But if you're doing silly stuff and you're acting like you wonder why you're losing, then shame on you. Shame on you, because you're losing because you're weak. Your mind is weak and you can't control yourself. You're out of control. So you're losing. You're losing because you have a losing mentality. And there's nothing wrong with that. Most of us are losers. Mentally, we're losers. But whenever you want to change that, it's between you and yourself, nobody else. You have to decide whether you want to be a loser, want to continue to be a loser, or you want to join the winners camp. And the difference between being a loser and being a winner is writing notes to yourself saying, another disaster, too many trades, this is insanity. I would take one trade, multiple entries, but one trade. So, if you can't be honest with yourself, then you're never going to win. You'll continue to go to work and you'll do what master tell you to do. And there's nothing wrong with that. But, just stop lying to yourself saying that you want to be a winner, because you don't. If you wanted to be a winner, you would do what you had to do to become a winner. It's kind of like the people that have the New Year's resolution and they go to the gym and then they find out, well, this is hard work. It's too hard. I'd rather just stay fat, or I'd rather just stay whatever, unhealthy. There's nothing wrong with it. A lot of people enjoy bigger people, and it's absolutely nothing wrong with it. But don't lie and say you want to be a smaller person. Just say, hey man, it's too hard. The work that I have to do is too hard to become a smaller person, so I'm just going to be big. The work that you have to do to become a great trader requires some pain. Anything that is going to better you requires effort. Most people leave relationships because they feel the other person effort isn't good enough. Whether they're cheating, drinking, not paying attention, whatever the case may be, the effort is not good enough. So you leave that person. I just challenge you to treat your trading the same way. If your effort is not good enough, leave trading or embrace it. Put the effort in, put the work in. It's a zero sums game. You have the ability to get an accountability partner. Give them your password. Be honest. How many trades did you take? Screenshot them sums of guns. Screenshot it when it's over. So they can ask you, hey man, we talked about GM. Why you got GJ? And then you can lie to them. I just saw GJ. He started going. No, that's not part of the plan. It's not part of the plan. But it's hard to do that because people call you out on your bullcrap. And at the end of the day, the environment we're creating here is to get us to the next level. And I'm interested in getting to the next level. So I write these brutally honest notes in this journal. And after 3 weeks of failure, next week won't be no failing, right? Because I'm not taking more than one trade. I'm getting in the trade, and I'll get my entry, and that'll be good. That'll be all that I need. All those other trades do is take your attention from the trade that you should be managing. I don't know if you guys know who David Goggins is, but y'all should listen to some of his stuff. How he doesn't make excuses, how he's brutally honest, accountability mirrors, and all that stuff. Because I think a lot of people in here could use some accountability stuff. And I get it. Life is hard. We all have other responsibilities, and I'm not minimizing that. But what I'm telling you is, if you're going to be a trader, or you want to be a trader, it's going to require some extraordinary effort, right? And especially for the people who've been a part of the group for a while. Now, I want everybody to keep in mind that, this group has only been around, I don't know what, 3 years. And that's no time, like as far as becoming um, a profitable trader. It takes a lot of people way longer than 3 years, 5 years, 8 years. Um, but it is a direct reflection of you being able to master yourself. So, I don't, we talk about the charts, we talk about the setups, and we're going to talk about that even today. But the most important thing and the most overlooked thing is, even when you know what it looks like and you know what it's going to do, if you can't master yourself, you're going to go nowhere, right? We have some great chart readers in here and some great technical analysis people in here, and they will blow account after account because it's not the chart or the analysis that throws people off. It's the ability to cut their mind off, to tell their mind, nah, no, the plan was to take an entry here and wait and take a re-entry on the next break of structure on the 4 hour, right? Or to take a re-entry on the touch of a moving average on the 8 hour. It's very hard to say that and then do it. That's why people aren't profitable after 5 years or 3 or 4 years. It'll probably take you 6, 7 months to understand the technical aspects of trading. And it takes you the rest of the time to be able to master yourself because you've been running wild for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. All right, let's break down a couple of trades. Does anybody have any trades they want to break down? I'm going to look at this GN trade. And if you have a trade you want to break down, we can look at it after this. All right, all right. So I'm gonna start at this with this 6 month chart, right? And just give you what I think. This 6 month candle for me is important. I want to fib this candle, get the golden zone, which is right here. Maybe it's a little bit bigger. All right, let me get my 78. So these are, to me, clear objectives. I'm gonna go down to the 4 hour, see if I can see anything in that zone over here on the 6 month joint. Okay, we got lows here. These are relative equal lows. This one and this one. Some imbalance at the 78. So I have clear targets in my zone. Let me go back to the 6 month. So a long time ago, when this 6 month candle closed, I expected price to push down to the middle. It kept going first. Then it started pushing down, right? It didn't make it down here by the time that this 6 month candle closed. So now we got to retrace up this 6 month candle, right? Before pushing down. So it looks like we've retraced to where I thought we needed to go, right? Which is up this wick. Looks like we retraced there. So now I will look to continue to push down into the zone. Enter this 2 month that we just retraced. Now I'm looking for an excuse to sell. When I came to this weekly, I saw the push down that broke this low. That was a chalk. We traded back up into that imbalance. We pushed down. We broke this low, which is another chalk. Tapped into the order block. We pushed back up. We took out the liquidity above this high right here. And if I go to the 4-hour, we can see that it was some double highs here. We took the liquidity. We dropped back below my MAs on the 4-hour. So now I'm looking for it to sell off, right? And my first target obviously would be this imbalance. About 185 pips. Then this low right here at the 278 pip mark. The imbalance closes at 334. Relative equal lows here, 458 into an order block, which is where the old chalk move was at 530, then down to these equal lows at 729. So I do expect to get this entire move. Eventually, I do expect this trade to push into the golden zone that we just looked at on the 6-month chart. And I would look at it pushing to these equal lows right here. Any questions, any feedback? Brad, Bueller, are y'all on?
We're here listening.
Y'all agree, disagree? Anybody see
I
something?
agree. GM just breaks my heart all the time, but I definitely agree with the trade.
It breaks your heart.
I break my heart.
There you
I
go.
rephrase.
There you go.
I rephrase.
Thank you for a little bit of accountability. I mean,
Yes.
this did
Yes.
everything that we've been saying it's going to do. I mean, now it should sell. I mean, it pulled back, it retraced from that candle. I expect it to roll. You know, I mean, it's either going to sell or it's not. But all signs, in my opinion, point to this selling. Even when I looked at this 2-week chart, you know, pushed down, gave us a chop, pushed back up. Now it looks like it's ready to bounce. Does anybody want to look at anything different? The GA is pretty much the same thing. The chop happened right here. We pushed down, pushed back up into this imbalance. I expect the same sort of situation where it rolls off into that 6-month. There's actually more imbalance down here on the 2-week, but on this was the level on the 6-month. You know, same setup. EN and GN are very similar as well. Is anybody looking at this? And if not, what pair are you looking at? What are you trading next week?
I'm in G8. And she dropped it like it's hot, like you said. I'm in G8.
She got the memo. She got the memo. It's a twerk competition. How low can you go?
I'm looking at EJ for next week too.
You said EJ? Yeah, I think the JPYs are
Yeah,
going.
after you did that video about the JPYs, I went and looked at EJ and GJ.
Push down. We broke this swing. Push back up into the order blocking. It's all the same stuff. We push back up into that order block. We actually came right up to this breaker block here. Now the price pushed back down, closed below your moving average. All you had to do was drop down to the 1 hour or the 15 minutes to see if you can see an imbalance in that order block. Ooh, ooh, ooh. I see the imbalance. I can line my trade up. 50% of this imbalance you could have got in right here if you wanted to. Just protect this high or this high, however you want to do it. You know, if you protect this high and you get stopped out, you can get back in the trade, protect this high. This is the swing high. But yeah, I expect to see EJ drop it like it's hot, you know, like the rest of those JPYs. And whether you believe it's a pullback or a real move, you know, I'm not going to argue, you know, whatever you want to say it is, the least you can do is fill this candle and get that pullback, you know. Big picture, I'm looking for this thing to sell on off. But, you know, I think there is an argument to be made whether this is just going to pull back to keep going higher or you know, it's just going to fall off a cliff. I think that will largely be decided by what goes on with this Dixie. The Dixie is battling, y'all. She having a rough time, but she's battling, and she got to pull back to this imbalance. But you know, I want to see the push up to break these highs right here. Pushed up, we couldn't get through this level. Got that 2-day order block, we couldn't get through it. So I'm sure we'll get a red candle, and then maybe we'll get a green candle that blows us through this order block. All right, any questions? What else? Does anybody want to break down a pair that they're trading? Red. Hey, uh, Kimberly, you're getting a lot of participation in y'all's morning session.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's good.
Okay, I think we got a volunteer. Be brave, Adrian.
Can you guys see my screen?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I'm not trading this, but I think I marked it up a while back, but I'm gonna start fresh. I see a bullish order block on the monthly.
You say you see a bullish order block?
Is it some bullish?
Well, but this you can't look at that last candle because you got it's not finished yet.
Okay. but that's bullish momentum, and then it's above my moving averages. Well,
So listen, are you saying that this candle can't collapse in the next 11 days?
I'm not saying that. What I do, I look on the monthly to see what the momentum is and what I think the bias is.
Okay, so let me ask you this.
Okay.
What if this candle wicks the high, right? You see how is that wick taller than the previous wicks?
Yes,
So is it possible that it could wick the high and just go the opposite way?
it's possible.
That's all I'm saying is I would I always hesitate to try to analyze the current candle until it's finished because um, if you don't let it finish and it wicks and starts selling, you're going to have a buy bias in a market that's falling.
Okay. Okay.
And look at your history. Your history tells you the fingerprint of the pair. Anytime it sweeps a high, it totally tanks. If you look at all the highs down the leg of the move, anytime you see a wick outdo a wick, what does it do? Nasty
Oh,
fall. Yeah,
yeah. Okay. Then I drop down to the weekly to see if the weekly is giving me any bullish or bearish momentum. I don't mark up what I stop marking up my monthlies and my weeklies. I'll wait till I get to my daily before I mark my imbalances, as we discussed on our call yesterday with Kim. So I do see bullish momentum here.
Mm-hmm.
And what I look at also is my moving averages. Is it above or beneath my moving averages? It's above my moving averages. It's kind of close. I don't care for it to be that close, but I'm gonna still go with it that it's bullish. So what I
Mm-hmm.
do for just for me, I'll write down. I see bullish on my weekly. That's what I see, and I'm gonna go with that until I get to my daily, and then I'm gonna mark up reset. Let's see. This is where I get confused as a trader, as far as I see you fibbing the candle, the weekly or the monthly. I get confused here because this is a doji. So I don't
But
know in this case.
you're on the daily. I fib the weekly because it's the week is over.
Okay, you feel the weekly. Okay. Okay. So I can feel the weekly. And I'm gonna fib it going up because that's the move that it's giving me. And then I'll go ahead and mark the golden zone.
Is that the zone right there?
That's what my 50% is. You don't look right?
Well, I mean, I can't really tell on your fib. It looks like you're a little high. Um, the 618 is below the next line, right? Where's your 78?
Right here.
So your 618 should be one line above, right?
Yeah, she has the wrong zone mark. She just
Your
needs to come
market.
down.
So all you got to do is move you don't have to change your fib.
Okay.
You just got to change where you have your box. You marked up from the 38 to the 50, it looks like.
Okay, got you. I did.
and this is why we put it in words, because it's little stuff like that, right? We're not trying to overly be on top of people, but it's little stuff like that. We got to make sure that everyone knows for sure, where to put that box.
Okay, that's the golden
The
zone.
50 looks like the 50. That's why when you put it there, yeah, it's high. The 62, it's a deep retracement, deeper than the 50, right? So when you put the box, it's going to look that way.
Yes. Thank you. Okay.
So if I were you, I would move that seven. Can you go back to the weekly?
Yes.
See how your line, your 78 doesn't touch the candle?
Okay.
If you have it too far away from the candle, when you drop down, it's not going to be over. You're not going to be able to line it up with the pair. You're good. You're
Okay.
good.
Let me move it. Let me make this extend to the right. So I don't have the problem when I drop down. Okay.
Perfect.
Okay. So now I'm marking my imbalances. And I don't see any to my left. Although I'm thinking bullish.
So, but what is your expectation after you've marked your chart up? What's your expectation?
Once I mark on my imbalances in the order blocks, those are my areas of take profits.
Okay, so you right now, what do you have marked up in your zone?
I have my golden zone and I have my 78.6.
Okay, but so your golden zone is an imbalance, correct?
Yes. I was just looking to see if there were any more imbalances above me, but it's already been mitigated.
Okay, yeah, that's cool.
Okay.
Is this as far down as you drop?
No, I go down to the 4 hours as well, but I like to mark up the majority of my markets on the daily.
Right. Okay.
So I'm going to go back to the daily. Okay. I don't see anything there. But there isn't, let me use my, there's imbalance here. I don't see this as an imbalance. That has not, the way I see this, I don't see this because in my mind, I'm thinking this wick here, this candle here has already taken out.
Who said that was an imbalance?
No, I'm just looking at the mark of this indicator.
What is so the indicator is saying that's an imbalance, or is it saying that that was a zone?
Well, maybe it'll say this is, I know this here is an imbalance. And I assume that up here.
That there at the bottom is an order block.
Okay.
I don't know what the red mean. I don't understand this indicator, but at the bottom where it's marked in blue is a bullish order block.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
right, and I would mark that, but I would also mark up here if it looked like it wasn't mitigated. But no, that's not. I'm not going to mark that in this case because that is not an area where I want to take. Yeah, so I'll just mark up the bottom.
well, I agree that that's a break of structure too, at the top.
At the top, yes.
I think I hear Kimberly probably grinding her teeth.
You grinding your teeth, Kim?
Not yet.
Okay.
When I said it's a break of structure, do you see that as a break of structure? That wick right there, Kim?
I ain't saying nothing.
Oh, the indicator said it was a break of structure.
Hey, I'll go ahead and
I
just
don't
call
use
it now.
I don't use indicators.
Well, I'll just
It,
say I don't use
it's
that
a
either.
sweep. It's a sweep of the upper level liquidity. I'm with Kim in 24 on this one. She's definitely correct. Broken means broken. A sweep is a sweep. So that's how I'm viewing it.
Okay,
When you break it, you got to come back and retest it. That means when it's broken, that means the candles are out of there and then it's got to come back and retest. That's break and retest, right? If it's not broken, it can't retest. That means it's a sweep.
okay. Okay, I get that. So this broke the high.
Yes,
And you're saying,
It's swept the high. It
and it
swept the
broke,
high.
but it still broke it. So
Yeah,
okay,
on a lower
this is,
time frame.
well, but hold on, because this is just the daily chart. You got one day. You got the last day's candle. What's going to
yes.
happen? What's going to happen tomorrow when the market opens?
When the market opened, I'm looking for this to retrace back toward the golden zone, at least to this midline.
It will, but it's going to push up first, and then it's going to set.
Okay. So at this point, because I don't have an area over here to mark, how high do you think this is going to go up?
Well, I don't think it'll break that high. I don't think it'll break that candle wick high. I think you're going to get either an inside bar or a push down. So,
Okay.
I think you're fine here. I think you've done all you can do.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Why you don't have anything over to the left?
Because she's not on a high enough time frame, Kim. She's looking. She's on the daily.
But she could.
Squeeze it all in.
Okay, let me squeeze it in for Kim because that's what she teaches.
So she would need to be on a lot higher time frame, I believe.
Do you
Okay.
want me to go to the monthly, Kim?
Or the weekly? You should. It should be some data over there.
It
Mm.
is.
Mm.
Yep.
And I see a key level, but that's me.
I see it too, right here. I see a key level. Okay, so let me mark those. I'm going to reset. Let's see what I have over here. I'm not sure how high it'll go, but I'm going to mark it anyways.
These are great that you're marking this. You need to fib those moves too.
Okay.
If you're marking those as your level, you got to fib it.
Okay. Fib it. Now that's why I get confused at it.
No, you shouldn't be confused because you fib from that top to the low point.
Okay. Okay. I'm used to fibbing that one
So,
candle, but
no, squeeze it all in. Squeeze it all in because you're not going to be able to see it. Squeeze it all in.
okay.
And you fib from the top of the level that you marked.
Okay.
So from that fib, it came back 78% and it dropped again, right?
Yes.
Now,
Dropped again.
fib from your second level,
Okay.
and it's about at 88. So
I would have fibbed from the bottom to the top where she started.
well,
Since
but
price didn't
was
break that low,
the move was from the top. The move is from the top, and
but
it created a low.
but
It hasn't broken the like as far as a retracement, it hasn't broken any of those highs, any of those previous highs.
no. So I'm saying that price broke this high here. So the fib should be from the bottom to the top where it pulled back to the 78, and then you'll get your target to where it should be going. Because it didn't break this low, so you can't fib the.
So what high did it break? That's what I'm asking.
So this was the swing.
That was a
It pu-
pullback from the original drop. It was a 78% pullback, correct?
mm, mm,
Can you fib that where you have that first level marked?
This level here,
Yep. Fib it
from
down.
top to bottom or bottom to top?
The same direction of the move, the direction of the move.
But that one already pulled back to the 78 and dropped.
Well, but you're saying that pullback broke that high. I mean, it's going to break that high because it has to pull
No.
back to the 78, right?
No, I'm saying because you're fibbing from you're fibbing from the top to the bottom, but the bottom never broke the low, so you can't fib. You have to fib the last swing. So
What do you mean the bottom never broke? It
it
that
never
move that she's fibbing broke a low. If you see where she's fibbing from,
right. I'm not talking about that move. I'm talking about you're fibbing from the middle to the bottom that didn't break the low. I'm
but
hold
it
on.
didn't break. No, I hear what you're saying. You're saying the second fib didn't break the low.
Right. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I wouldn't have fibbed that because it didn't break the low.
I only fibbed it to get a second pullback because it broke some intermediate lows. I agree it didn't break any low, but there's no need to fib up because we didn't break any highs, not any of them. Not even an intermediate high. Which high did we break?
So price pulled up, dropped down, pulled up, dropped down, and then started breaking these highs.
Which
Okay.
high?
Can you
That high, those highs were not even an intermediate high. The pullback, the original pullback is at the top of the levels you're marking. The 78% pullback is at the top of that. It's above those highs. So this push up to any imbalance created by that 78% pullback is what we should be looking to mitigate, correct?
if I would say yes, if if that low was broken at the bottom. If that low was broken at the bottom, I would say yes. But because the low wasn't broken at the bottom and prices started breaking structure to the top side.
But it hasn't it hasn't broken. Like the 78 is the structure it has to break to. Those other highs.
What I mean by that is this dropped, it pulled back, it's not dropping, it's pushing back up to the top side.
Okay.
So
I agree that it's pushing back up. But okay, that's fine. I think I understand what you're saying. I think I have a problem with the way that that it's being presented. So if what I would kind of rather do is fib from the very top, probably like the very top.
now that I agree with.
Up here?
Yeah.
Because that's the high and that's the low.
To the bottom. Yeah. And then to say that the 78 is at that top, and that's probably a better way of saying it. And I would say that though that the other levels are probably more inducement levels than anything else. it's just done on such a high time frame that you can get caught up.
And
Okay.
that's exactly what happens. Yeah, we want to figure out if we can get something right there. So we start fibbing these little interiors and it gets us in trouble.
I
You
believe
think it'll come up here, Todd?
I do. I believe that we're going to pull back to go higher. I believe all the JP. I believe the dollar needs to go higher, and the JPYs tend to roll as the dollar goes. I'm not going to pretend I know every little pullback, but I believe that we need to pull back, and I think the dollar is going to drop a little bit, but I think that it's going to recover. I think this pullback is temporary. Maybe a few days. But I believe we're going to pull back to go higher. I don't. Do you feel like that, Kim?
Are you talking about for the dollar or this for
I'm
this?
talking about for the JPYs.
Oh, no, I do feel I mean, because JPY has been bullish for a very long time. So yeah, I do feel like there are a lot of inefficiencies down below. So I do feel like it's gonna push. Maybe it'll start dropping. I mean, I'm expecting to sell at some point soon.
Well, I don't. When you say soon, how
I
how soon is soon? Like,
don't know.
and when you
I don't
say sale, are we talking about a 200 pip sale? Or are we talking about 1,000 pip sale?
know. No, I ain't talking about no 200 pip sale.
So you're talking about a one that's greater than
Like
that.
I'm talking about down where is that? What price is it?
Anthony, I listen. I'm with you, but I don't think we're going to get that. It's going to take a war for us to get that.
The sale?
Yep.
Nah. I think if I think if where she has her line right above where it says bulls on
Right
weekly or
here?
something. Yeah. I think once price gets there,
Mhm.
maybe it'll break that high and then I think it'll sell.
We'll see. We'll see.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
But
And
I'm still bullish on JPYs right now. I'm still bullish.
Okay.
I am too, but they're going to sell at least 100 and some pips.
Oh, now I can see that. Yeah, I can definitely see
They're
that.
going to pull back first.
Yeah, yeah.
They ran up almost 1,000 pips already this month. 700 pips for UJ and what do we say 800 and some pips for GJ?
Like that.
Kim, you didn't catch none of them GJ pips either, huh?
I showed you what I did this week.
What a loser. You did that with oil, huh?
No, I did it with GJ, oil and US 30.
Okay. You could
That
have
was amazing. That was amazing to see that as soon as she said she was going on the Zoom meeting, like I don't even know how that happened, but everybody saw it, and that was pretty cool to see, I have to say.
Oh. So this is what I'm expecting for the week. Price to pull back to the golden zone and go up to hit possibly those two take profits or maybe the third one.
I think everybody wants to see that because if it go up them 1,000 pips that you got on that sheet, that'd be great.
Mhm.
That's 800. That's about an 800 pip up. Woohoo!
Okay. Yeah.
Can you go to the 4 hour, please? Oh,
Yes.
whenever you get finished. Whenever you get finished.
I'm good.
How many pips is it from your purple area back down to the yellow area?
From here,
You know, the one that's at now, the zone that's at, yeah, from right there.
from here to here, halfway, 185.
185. Yeah, can you go down to the hour so I can see where this imbalance actually is? Oh, that's way up there too.
It is.
That'd be a nice trade. That'd be over a 200 pip move probably. About a 200
Okay.
pip move down.
And this is the only one I'm going to focus on this week.
Hey, 200 pips is good. Even if you just get a down move, that's good. But if you get the down
Okay.
move and it pushes up, man, I mean that's a lot of pips. That's my whole point. You know, like you don't need 1,000 different pair. If you just get one that does what you think is going to do, you can capitalize on that move.
Yes. Do you want me to do another one, Todd? This is the only one I'm doing this week, but I can mark up another one.
I mean, if you want to, if somebody else wants to mark up one, that's cool. But if you want to mark up another one, mark up another one.
Okay.
Anybody
I
else?
can't. I'll wait and see if anybody else will say something.
They ain't. Trust me.
Let's look at USD. JPY. Let's refresh this. Let me erase this.
They quit trading weeks ago. They ain't marking up no charts. They get their trade ideas when people drop them in the chat.
I see a bullish order block, Todd. Do you see a bullish order block?
On the what time frame? The monthly?
On the monthly.
No, because you
I know,
can't.
I know it has 11 more days. Okay.
Yeah, we can't. Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
In fact, like I don't even go to the monthly. If the month ain't over, I'm not on the monthly. I go to the we just finished a week, so I can look at the week. Or if we just finished the 2 week, I can go to the 2 week. But
Okay. Let's start with the week. There's a bullish candle, and I'll go ahead and see that. I'll go ahead and mark this golden zone. In the 76.
Mhm.
Okay. Drop down to the daily. Expecting this to go up. I see some imbalances there. Prices here. I see some imbalance here. Would you agree, Todd?
some imbalances where?
Right here.
Yeah,
Right here.
I agree with that. I definitely agree with that. And the level above that, there's imbalance.
But price is already right there. Yeah. Okay, so ceiling.
Kim told me that USD JPY is going to 155. She said I'm gonna get paid irregardless. Now, they're not 155. We said 152, huh, Kim? That was equal highs right there.
Didn't even trade you as
Huh?
UJ.
And
Maybe up there. Yeah, maybe up there.
you
Well, you
are
said
funny. So
55.
you didn't tell me that. 152 with those double highs. Like if you go to the weekly chart and squeeze it in, you'll see like a double top.
Squeeze it in.
See the wick?
Oh,
You
I
see
see
the
it on the top. I see it.
yeah.
Oh, maybe,
Double
yeah.
top here. Here. I see it.
Oh, now Kim is claiming it. She
Yeah,
but
now I see it.
Oh, I hate you, Kim.
Yeah.
No, I think it might even go because it didn't break a swing. It didn't break a swing for me. So I'm bullish till the wheels fall off.
So
I'm buying till the wheels fall off.
the price may retrace back to the golden zone and push up. You
Yeah.
say may go up to the 152, Kim?
Mhm.
Okay. Okay.
Hmm.
And I only need $35 for my advice. Is that right, Kim Bella? Kim Bella.
You want me to pay that? You want me to pay you $35?
Yeah.
Let me pass the collection plate.
And you still double top. Well,
I'm hungry, yeah. Oh, that thing ready to cook.
it looks like that's a long distance too. Let's see how much what that is. Yeah, what's your 152? Let me get it from 152. I'll use the middle to the middle.
I got another 500 decline. Look here,
Yeah.
man. 500 fifth moves in 2024. That's the lick right there. It seems like they're the going thing. They like the little Lexus IS 250. Everybody got one. Everybody got
What's the first? Oh, the imbalance. Okay, I see it now. I see it. I see
You
it.
see it? Okay.
the weekly pullback. Pullback right there before it get up out of there. Before that dollar ignites, Kimbella.
I see it now. I see it.
Kimbella, y'all was telling me that the dollar was
Um,
going to meet its demise.
I think I'm gonna stick with the GJ.
Yeah. I think the JPY's got a long way to go because I don't think we're gonna print money until Trump getting up.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anybody trading any like Euro USD or GU?
I'm trading EU.
Who is that?
Ebony.
You say you trading EU?
Yeah, I'm trading EU. I only trade EU and GJ.
You gonna share a markup with us, or you gonna leave us hanging?
I'll have to get my computer. Give me a second.
Brad,
Okay.
we got nothing but time today. Oh,
Okay, I'll stop sharing. Thank you, Todd.
thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Using daily levels is pretty good too. I hope you feel better, Meek Miss.
That's so stupid.
What? Meek Mill?
Mhm.
Who is Meek? Meek Miss.
Yes, Meek Mill's on the call.
Hey, even rappers need to learn how to trade. Kim Bella, you're a SES 15 and you learning to trade.
I'm not a 15.
But I just say it, just because y'all rich and famous don't mean you don't need to learn how to trade. Kim, I can't believe you try to tell people you didn't tell me UJ was going to 52.
Did I say that on a
Yeah, you
weekly?
know, that's funny.
I said on a weekly analysis.
No, we talked about it one day. I think when me, you, and New Off was on the call, we talked about it.
Oh,
I mean, we kind of all agreed to the same thing, but now all of a sudden, see how you be distancing yourself
because I
from.
be talking about so many pairs, I just don't be remembering what I'm talking about. And I don't trade. If I was trading you, Jay, then I would know, but I don't trade you, Jay.
Well, I don't trade half the stuff that I talk about.
So yeah.
Them USD pairs, man. It's so much news to be riding with them things. They be moving nasty.
Yeah, so this is what I have for EU. I'm expecting it to come back to this daily order block here. That's basically it for this week, to be fair. I can see that it's sorry,
How many pips is that?
what, from here or from here?
No, from the line up.
130.
130. You say you only trade GU and EU?
Yeah. No, sorry, EU and GJ.
EU and GJ. Why do you only trade those two? I'm just curious.
Because I trade London session.
So
And
GA, and EA, and EN and GN don't move on London session? Or you just
yeah, but they don't move consistently on London session. Sometimes they move mainly on Asian session.
Oh, okay. How does that
Yeah.
work for you? How does that work for you just trading London?
Ebony is killing it.
You're
It's been working good so far because I've been doing it for about maybe like I think since the year started. Um I was trading GA at one point in time, but then she got eliminated. So
she got eliminated. Yeah, you're moving
yeah,
funky.
it was a
So
process of elimination.
are you like an intraday trader? Are you a scalper or how?
Well, the GJ trade that I had from like a couple weeks ago, I held that for like 2 weeks. Um, I just mainly trade till it gets to where I need it to go to, I guess.
Okay,
However long that takes, then
you hold it to your TP.
yeah, basically.
Okay, cool.
So if this takes like more than like a week, then I'll hold it for a week. It's not, I mean, if it takes one day, it takes one day.
And where's your stop loss in this case? Where do you put your stop on this particular trade?
Well, I usually enter from like the 1 hour. So for example, I'd be looking for confirmation up here, and then my stop loss would be like above the high. I would want to see it go into this imbalance still here.
So you use the 1 hour for all entries. And
Yeah,
then
the one between the 1 hour and the 4 hour.
and so you use either the 1 hour or the 4 hour structure.
Yep.
Okay. I mean, I like it. It makes sense. I think it's important for people to hear that kind of stuff because um I talk about the way I do it, and I never really hear other people talk about the way they do it. I'm sure Kim talks about it on her boring sessions, and I'm sure Nuoff talks about it on his midnight session. But I don't hear a lot of people talking about how they use structure or whatever for stop losses. So it's always um, interesting when I see how other people look at the market and enter and use the structure to protect their trade or whatever.
Yeah, I would just wait for confirmation. For me, I would want to see sort of like it go into this imbalance or like a liquidity sweep or something like that after it sort of if it consolidates at the top here and then it sweeps liquidity to get to the top or to get to this line, then my stop loss would be right above that.
So do you ever enter off of a limit order, or you're always just market entry or sell stop buy stop?
Yeah, sometimes I'll hedge it. For example, it just depends really on like it's more so like the day of the week. So like kind of how this is moving now. If I saw it going down first, I would sort of hedge it here, because I would think that, okay, it's gonna go down to go up
Okay.
as opposed to up to go down, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, I do. I
Or
know exactly what you mean. And I get it.
But yeah,
I
I usually enter limit orders like if I know I'm going in the opposite direction of where it's gonna move for the rest of the week.
okay. Like, do you subscribe to the Tuesday or Wednesday change? Like if it's going down, it goes up.
Yeah, more so.
Okay.
Like for me, this is I would consider this a good move because I can already see that Monday is most likely to trade up,
Right.
and then it's probably gonna turn around Tuesday or Wednesday and then fall.
Yeah, I agree with that. Now, when I looked at the dollar, the Dixie, I thought the dollar would sell first, so this should buy first. Um, wow. Okay, that's Can you go to UJ real fast? Because I'm going to show you something. Like you don't have moving averages on your chart either, but that's cool.
Which one?
UJ, and go to the 4-hour chart. So
Do you want me to put on the moving average?
you can. So basically, maybe I was looking at this on it had to be either the 8-hour or the daily. Look at the daily chart. Let me see what the daily looks like. Look at it on the 1-hour chart. Okay, so basically, when I was looking at this live, you see the double top before it took liquidity. Yeah,
Here.
it created that high right there, and then if you put a line across, there's another high right before it went up and took the liquidity. So it's relative equal highs. Then we shot up and took the liquidity out and went back down, and it created the 4-hour order block. Once I saw that liquidity get ran, and I saw that little gravestone doji or whatever you want to call it at the top. Yeah. That's when I got in for a set on this next candle that pushed down. But it was because I was already expecting the trade to turn around. And like all of this happened on Friday. Like for me, if the candle pushes up all week, it's going to create a wick on Friday, right? So this was an easy catch. Does that make sense? Am I losing y'all?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. So for me, I just waited to see um, the move get created, and it had news. So to me, this was an easy way to catch the wick um, of the move. Now I expect the new candle to have a wick too. So um, if this was going to be a sell, I expect price to push up first and then push down to create the wick to the upside, and then the move to the downside. But if it's a buy candle, the up part of the wick doesn't matter. But I just think that if we get into the habit of using time to give us an advantage too, and I know that's down the line for some people, but if you understand how time comes into play with your trade, kind of like us trading the monthly retracement or the weekly retracement. I know that at the beginning of the month, if I'm expecting a sell, once the candle closes below the 4-hour moving average, that sell is starting. It's an easy way for me to see trade is going in my direction. January 2nd, we expected the JPYs to buy. So if you waited until that pair crossed over on the 4-hour chart to the upside, it was safe for you to get into the trade for the buy. So this is all kind of tools that we can add to our toolkits. When you see liquidity being grabbed, if you're expecting the move to the downside, then once that liquidity gets grabbed, you get in for the trade. You don't have to wait for extra confirmation. You can just take it based off of the liquidity grab. And that's why something that you said on that 1-hour chart, when you said you wanted to see the imbalance being filled, but if it consolidates, you want to see the liquidity grab. I think that's like to say that kind of stuff is awesome, because I think it's important for people to hear it. But I just wanted to show the example of liquidity being grabbed on the chart, what it looks like in real time.
Yeah. I mean, I think I spoke about it briefly on like Monday, but I have like notes from the specific ICT lesson that he talks about it. I just have to sort of convert it into a PDF because nobody could actually access the Notion page that I linked. So
Sweet.
Amazing.
someone asked if I can look at GA. Do you guys still want to see GA?
It's your oyster. How do you feel, Ebony, now as a person that runs the Zoom meetings and stuff like that? Because I'm tired. I know you got a lot more energy and you got more time to do that, right? How do you feel now? Like it feels like a responsibility. Like you don't want to let it go, because if you don't do that Zoom meeting, nobody's going to do it.
I don't really know how to answer that. No, I just I don't know how to answer it. Yeah, I guess it sort of makes me like I feel held accountable. I feel like I have to participate. So it kind of I think it's made me like a better trader in general, because I hear other people's like input, and then I might look at it in a different way and I'll be like, oh, I see that. That makes sense. Or sometimes I'll sort of like look for things, or like do a bit more research that I can look for things to share when I'm on doing the Zoom meeting on Monday. So
150%. And do we have an open day?
I wanted to bring it up. We got one. We got
Okay.
one.
Somebody asked me, somebody wanted to do a date. So
Who is it?
I have to let me look at I don't even remember. I thought we had an open day, but I wanted to get on the call and
Yeah, Wednesday.
okay, hold on. Let me see. Varay hit me up.
Okay, and Rashawn. We'll put them both together.
Okay. I just think it's awesome that people are volunteering, and like Ebony said, it gives you not only the accountability piece, but you learn a lot more when you're doing it. Like the things that I've discovered about the market just because I have to talk about it is crazy. I probably would have never either I would have never discovered it, or it would have been maybe months or years. You know, y'all know how when you blow an account, you don't want to trade, or when you lose money, you don't want to trade. I'm gonna take a break. I think, and this is just my personal thought process on that, that's when you should dig in more, because when you don't have any money to put on a trade and you can actually watch the market, and you're not like confused because you got money in it, those are the times where you're going to see everything. Those are the times where you probably need to be paying attention, because you're going to see everything happen in real time and you don't have a dog in the fight.
That's what it became for me. The losing, right? I forget it. Just go, right? Get on your trading application and execute, 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 execute until it's from red to blue. Now you're all blue. Put the money on it. That's what it turns into. I don't accept no for an answer. In this game, you don't have to accept no for an answer. You can get that yes. It's about what you want to put in, the effort.
Especially after you just got tore up.
Yeah. No emotion. Get after it.
But I don't mean to steal your thunder, Ebony. I'm gonna shut up.
No, that's fine. Personally, when I like, I guess have a losing streak. Most of my losing streaks are only like a day or two, but like when I do sort of have like a losing streak, I just go watch like a video or something on it, and I find like a new way to sort of like reframe the market, see what I did wrong.
When I have a losing streak, it's mostly the market's fault. I'm joking, y'all.
Uh, I'm not sure what I mean GA is selling. Yeah. Like from what I can see is selling. It took liquidity above this consolidation area. I think it pushed into this daily order block here. It looks like it just topped it. So I would assume that it's gonna sell. Because this was such a big candle, I'd either expect it to sort of go like pair and create like a mitigation block. So sort of like this, like a lower high, or it could potentially sweep above here, but I don't really see it doing that. So, but I'm expecting sales.
Do you have a 2 month chart?
2 month?
Yeah. You can just type 2M. Maybe it
Oh, this is a 2 month.
okay. Yeah. So grab that liquidity above. I would think that it's going to push down to that imbalance right there on that 2 month chart.
Here.
Yep.
Yeah, I had this marked up because this has not been mitigated ever.
Ever.
Uh, I think it'd be interesting to see how this monthly candle ends.
Well, if it has a good sale week,
Yeah.
you're right. I mean, it could just be a drop base. This could be a base month, right? And then you can get a drop next month. Drop base drop. I'm definitely biased for a sale though. I'm just like you. I think it's going to push down.
Yeah, plus doesn't it have to come back to the moving averages? I don't really use these, but I'm assuming that it probably has to come back to the moving average.
Well, I mean, yeah, it does. Prices will come back and test the moving average. But I just think the overall structure of it is a bearish structure. We pushed up for 3 weeks, and I think we're just going to push down at this point.
So the only thing I don't like of GA on Friday, I was expecting it to break that 1 hour at least, or challenge that 1 hour low, but it literally didn't go near it.
This here?
Yeah, no, a bit higher. Friday's price.
This
Yeah,
low?
I was expecting to go a little bit lower to challenge, but it literally respected that order block.
Well, to me, it has imbalance up above that it needs to grab before.
I
Yeah,
think
that's it.
yeah, I think that this is a better scenario if you're looking for like a longer term sell. Because you can see that like Friday left it that it would start to push up as soon as like the market opens, most likely.
Right. Yep. And then sell it off on Tuesday or Wednesday. Or maybe Thursday sometimes.
But GN is ready.
Yeah, GN is fully wrapped to go. Ready to go. The only thing I don't like about GN, because I'm a prop firm, it kills my account, man. The close. That's
Well,
why I
yeah,
prefer
yeah,
GN or EA.
yeah, it does. Um, but normally, as long as it's not Wednesday, you don't have to pay the swap and get your account killed.
Facts, yeah. Because to be honest, the way I trade, I don't really enter full positions Monday, Tuesday. I literally wait for Wednesday, Thursday. Because sometimes the break can happen Tuesday night for me, or either Wednesday, or
Right.
even sometimes Thursday. I reckon with GA as well. I normally trade GA and EA. That's my main pairs.
Yeah, when they're running, they're good.
Yeah, apart from that 4 weeks last year.
Oh my
It's a
God.
joke.
Yeah,
It was a joke. Left me drying in a tree, mate. Tell you that. But a joke.
but I just traded UJ, I think, whenever it started bullcrap. It had a 2 month run where it was paying out big time.
Yep, that's why I got interested in it, because he was guy literally getting back and forth, paying up, giving out good pips.
Oh man, it was crazy.
But I think he's gonna start giving out good pips. I think we're in for the sell for sure.
Well, I hope so.
Yeah, well, I always try to find two scenarios when I'm trading, so I'm not stuck on the one scenario. That's how I'm trying to change my mindset. Because when I'm stuck on the one scenario and expecting to just to drop, I kind of miss out on the buy. But if you look at it in the two scenarios, you won't miss out. To be honest, because that's my only pairs I trade.
That's fire.
I agree.
Big Marv, can you explain that a bit further, please? Your two scenario there.
When if I'm gonna enter a trade or see a trade I'm interested in, I look at the possibility of two outcomes, obviously the buy or the sell. Sometimes, just like GA, we got GA for sale next week. But I look at price closely and see where the imbalances are above or the price action, the lower time frame. Because the price action on the lower time frame is actually fire, I'm not gonna lie. Because you already know the direction on the higher time frame, but you just want looking for more confirmation, the lower time frame. And that can give you a hint what's happening before even shows on the higher time frame. Do you get that? Or does it just make sense to me?
Thank you.
But yeah, it's always good to look at two scenarios when you're entering a trade. Plus, it helps you lose a lot more. Basically, it could help you to catch your loss quicker than just letting it catch your SL. That's how I trade.
And I'm a firm believer in seeing both sides, which is why I like talking to Kim about it.
Yeah.
So I can see the other side of the coin.
And stopping the trade before it hits the stop loss because you know it's going to go to the stop loss. That's another level.
Yep. I've got an example actually. Look at GA. You see the push up. I got the push up. Literally got it from the start of the push up.
From here?
Because if you look on the daily, I normally look at the daily for when I'm trading, just to get the direction of where I'm going, and then I drop down to the lower time frame. So if you look at the daily, that low here right there, yeah,
Here?
I literally caught that by literally from the first break and bought it up to the 78. Yeah, if you drop down to the 4 hour or the 1 hour, yeah, it was right here. Yeah, where that pullback is on that break or structure.
Here or
bit higher, yeah, that's the one right here. Yeah. And I bought it all the way back. I bought it all the way back up to the 78 and came out of the trade. And I was just looking at, like I said, if I look at two scenarios, I was looking for the sell, but the sell wasn't, like I said, I look on the lower time frame and it shows me that it's not ready to sell. So the buy was looking more convincing to me. I entered the buy and I just bought it up all the way back to where it grabbed liquidity at the top. So yeah, it's been a good month for me so far, can't lie. Plus, when you know your pairs, it makes life a lot easier. That's what I always say to advise to people. Just trade, just pick certain pairs that you know you're going to trade in and out. Makes life a lot easier. Know when it's going to move, when it's just going to sit around, do nothing. But yeah, that's it.
Yeah, that's why I stick to EU and GJ.
Yeah, I was trying EU and GU, but they keep banning me. I can't deal with it. Can't do with the US.
At
I
least
feel the
the
same
news.
about GA personally, because I was in GA from like hair, and then I got out and I was just like, I don't like this pair, and then I took it off my like watch list.
Well, to me, is the new all the U.S. news plays with those pairs, the U.S. pair. But
Yeah.
I like that though, because it always has liquidity.
Yeah, for me it's different because I work and I work quite a lot of hours. For me, I prefer GA. It just moves in the time I'm free. If I go to bed late, I normally stay up for Asian session and just try to get my entries. Or if I know if I don't move for Asian session, I know I'm definitely getting an entry for London Open, which I'm awake, getting ready for work. And normally most time I'm trading, I'm driving. This is the craziest thing. So no excuse for anyone else, to be honest.
yeah, I think there's we between EA, GA, EN, and GN, I always see moves. Towards
Yep.
the end of the year, it got hairy, but most of the time, those pair they move.
And they move both ways as well, not just one way.
Oh yeah,
So
they
it's
move.
like
Yeah, they
for the
move
1 week, you probably might get 2 moves in the week.
exactly.
But I looked at UJ and EJ early in the week, and I managed to get that early in the week, which I don't normally usually look at it, but it did make sense to me when I'm looking at it.
That's how the group should function, right? We got quality all over the place. You know who they are. When they call stuff out, it's like, okay, let me check it out. And then healthy price action. If it makes sense, you go with it. It's simple.
Yep. But I think what OG normally says on the call, we should all get some people to sit down and trade and just get some people just to learn some pairs, stick to that pair, and everyone come together and just bring their ideas together. I think that
Yeah,
would be a bang idea.
it's happening, even when people didn't think it was going to happen, it's happening. Believe it. All we got to do is believe in ourselves. It starts with ourselves. And then what are we giving? We're all believing in ourselves and we're all giving pretty much the same thing. It's coming from the heart. And people are calling stuff out like everybody's got gold. If you want to get involved in crypto, we got that. We got the indices, we got that, and then the pairs. Solid chain.
So Todd, would you like I said, I look at two situations. If it breaks the high, let's say you don't respect that high or comes back, would you not enter in the buy or would you just let it run and see what happens? Because we have got more imbalance above on the daily, definitely.
So I wouldn't mess with it, me personally, because there are other. I mean, it's like 3 or 4 different trade setups. Either it's going to follow my analysis or it's not.
Yep.
And
Facts.
if it doesn't, then I wait. I'll trade something different until that trade finishes. Going off course, and I can relook at it. Once it comes back, and we eye to eye. I don't like chasing it.
Yeah.
I think I'm better whenever I understand what the move is. I don't want to
Yeah.
just because it's doing something different.
These highs here are equal. So I would say that here would be a good place for it to take liquidity. And if I go down to the 1 hour, I think this is imbalance. So to me, this is like the perfect setup for like a liquidity grab if it respects it.
Yeah, and you can probably draw a trend line across
Yeah.
from that
What's
high.
top?
Where? Here?
No, not skip that one break, but the high after that wick, the high after that long wick, the one yeah, that high down there, yeah.
Yeah, that's what I do as well. And if that breaks, that gives me confirmation. We might go higher.
No, they're gonna take that liquidity. That liquidity won't be there when the pair drops. I'm sure that will be a target, that trend line.
Definitely. Well, I'll be buying for the start of the week anyway. Hopefully, you can see what happens where the market opens Sunday. Just in case if we push up, I'll be part of it.
Part of that push.
But I'm hoping for the sell. I like the sell because I've got a nice entry already. So yeah, cap begging. So yeah, be nice.
Anyone want to see any other pairs or? Nope.
I mean, we're tracking US 30 right now, and it looks like it wants to pivot. So we got our finger on the pulse of it. And I'm really loving these inside bars. It's an amazing thing. It's an early reversal signal. And shout out to the group for bringing it up. And I've learned a few things here, and it's definitely elevated me.
Shout out to Lil Kim.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, sir.
Just walk back in the room. What happened?
Giving you more flowers.
Oh, thank you.
Yep. Shout out to the beginner session. Everybody get on it. There's no excuses. Extract money out of the market, pull money out of thin air. This is what we do. Right.
So you're expecting it to reverse from here?
So my idea right now is that it's tech, and Bitcoin maxed out at 49,000. Now this is at 38,000, right? Is it gonna do 39? If it just does something crazy and goes to 39, it would give me confluence that's similar to 49 for Bitcoin. It didn't hit 50,000. It hit 49,000. Now this is at 38,000. Is that the stop point? Because if it is, it makes sense. But if it's 39, that really makes sense. It comes up short of 40 and then come tumbling down, just like Bitcoin, because they're wavy, right? They're not going to give you Bitcoin and US 30 at resistance at the same time. That's what they're doing, right? So Bitcoin did its spike, then US 30 did its spike, just like with gold and Ethereum. Ethereum will do its spike, then gold will do its spike. They won't give them to you at the same time, like EU and GU, right? That's the thing that we were talking about. Like EU will do something, then a week later GU will do it. That's that little correlation right there. And a lot of people are not tying Ethereum to gold and tying US 30 to Bitcoin. They have the same price structures, and they do this little back and forth divergence thing, right? So 38 looks pretty solid. It's, it did a topping tail on the 4 hour, or no, not the 4 hour. Probably was the 4 hour. End of the week is coming up to a new candle, and it swept up towards 38, but didn't touch it, right? So we're looking for it to touch 38 on the money. Is it gonna stop there? Because so far it's coming up short. It came up short by like 50 points. So looks good for the sell. We're getting inside bars on the 30-minute, and it's giving this early signal for a reversal. So it's in Wyckoff right now, so it's going to have to break out of that Wyckoff pattern. Which way is it going to break? Out of the Wyckoff pattern. That's going to tell us which way it wants to go. Now here we go. Break or sweep. If it goes up there and wicks the top and it's a higher wick, but it's a sweep, it's not a break. If it's a break, that means it's going to break and then come back down and retest 38,000 and then go to 39, right? Or it's going to reject 38 and then go to 37. Pretty straightforward, right? And it's those inside bars that give you that early reversal feeling, right? Doesn't mean it has to be right, but as soon as you start getting those inside bars, it's letting you know. So that's what we'll be dealing with at market open. And there's really no reason for the market to be going up until they print that money from the Fed, because all that money is going to go into the market and the market's going to go bullish. So
Yeah, but you figure this little push up was probably because they avoided the shutdown or whatever. They got
right.
But all this is going to do is grab the liquidity from the top.
Mm-hmm. Pretty straightforward. And people are afraid of US 30. There's nothing to fear. It's just like any other pair. It's just faster, right?
But you can definitely use the mini.
Yeah.
A 0.10 on the mini is $10 every 100 pips or 100 points.
Now, pips and points, right? 100 points is 10 pips. 1,000 points is 100 pips, right? You got to be able to do that math quickly, right? So when you hear people saying that, you know how to do the math, the conversion between points and pips. And then once you understand the difference between points and pips, you will see why you lose so much when you're applying your stop loss, because you think it's 10 when it's really 100. Well, let's see, 38,000 to $38,001. It's 1 point. That's not even a pip. You need 10 points to get 1 pip. You need 100 points to get 10 pips. You need 1,000 points to get 100 pips. Just like I said it, is how you should say it. And then when you say it, it's like, oh, okay, I get it now. Now, when I do my stop loss, am I putting a 10 pip stop loss or is it a 100 pip stop loss? You got to know how to do the conversion.
So wait, what you're saying is that you're expecting it to sort of go past here to here, or
Well, the last thing it did on Friday was give us the inside bars because it didn't do it all day long until the end of the session, right? And it swept. It did a sweeping topping tail in the last couple hours, right? So it really already swept. But now that it's going sideways, you always got to watch for Judas swings, right? So it'll sweep the upper level, sweep the lower level, or it'll sweep the lower level, sweep the higher level, and then drop. Like that's where it's at right now. It just started the sideways movement. So you're going to expect it to revisit support and resistance in that tight range right there. And then it's going to break out of it. And it's great because it's at the 38,000 level. That's the cap. You know, you just look at the number as that for now, right? 38 is not really the best number, right? You want 39 because it's right under 40. 38 is in no man's land. It's between the 39 and the 37,500. From 37,500, you're going to 40, right? Not 38. You're going from 37,500 to 40,000, right? So when we get to 39, now we're talking, right? 38 is no man's land. So it's a tricky play right here. And everybody that caught the buy when Kim called it out, that was the buy position to get us to this level up here. So it was a buy to sell. I would if I would have considered it, because I get out early, and Todd says that, like, why do you get out so early? Because I like to get out before the take profit. That enhances my win rate. I don't wait for it to do that. I just get it and take it. Or if I can go to a specific level, I can trap the equity and then I'll hold it there until it makes a decision. And then I'll let the trade that doesn't make sense release. And then I take the total profits, which in this case, I'm looking for the sell, right? So I'm taking the buy up and putting everything on the sell and then bringing it down and then releasing the buy. And now it's tumbling down, right? So that's what we're looking for up here. 38,000 is not, you know, it's good because the leg was so long, right? It might be exhausted at this point. So it's a great attempt, right? Attempt to keep 38 as the cap. It either is or it ain't, right? It's either going to respect 38 or it's not. So I try to get as close to 38 as possible and put my stop loss on the other side of 38 and try to catch the sell. Win or lose, doesn't matter to me. I just tuck my trade as close to the stop loss as possible. But if it hits 39, it would make sense that Bitcoin hit 49 and didn't touch 50. US 30 hits 39 and doesn't touch 40. And we already know what Bitcoin did after 49, all the way down, right? And US 30 will do the same thing. And we got a week to go, right? It might want to go up there this week, and then that's the position we get.
Wait, Leandra's talking about inverse head and shoulders. Wait, which head and shoulders?
The Head and Shoulders.
On
It's
this time frame?
yeah, it's the breakout from the Head and Shoulders. So if you can I share my screen? Let me share my screen. So I've already got it up. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Let me tell you this. Probably on the two week, you can probably see it a bit better. So if you look here, we've got your Head and Shoulders pattern. I thought this was the breakout, but then I know that when you do it, I thought this bit here was the breakout, but then this is the breakout of the Head and Shoulders pattern. But then also with Head and Shoulders pattern, there is, let me delete this. There's a rule that the breakout is the same, is roughly the same amount of pips from the shoulder. So if the shoulder is, let's explain this. So if this shoulder is 64, is that 64,000? Is that 64,000? 64,179 points, then the breakout should be roughly the same. So
you see how you say the number, right? 64,000. What it doesn't make, it can't be 64,000, right? That's ridiculously high. So you cut off a zero and you get 6,400. It makes sense, right? You're converting it from points to pips. And we know it moves in increments of 1,000 pips. It does. That's what US 30 does. That's why people are afraid of it, because it has that type of exposure. You're getting these types of movements every day. It's totally ranging all the time. Leg up, leg down. Break the swing high, break the swing low. All day, every day. That's what it does.
So why wouldn't you just fib the move that you are marking up versus
on here? I was just
I guess the first move, the the inverted Head and Shoulders that you were marking up? Yeah,
Fib from the high of this high and this low.
I
So
mean,
wait,
just for the, I mean, because I guess you're measuring the, how,
She's trying to make a guess of how high it will actually go by measuring the actual leg itself.
I get what you mean. I was just doing some back testing today. Just seeing
What
what
is
I
the
missed.
what's the peak of that pink box? What is that? 500
That
level
is
or 250?
the peak of this pink box or this one.
No, where we're headed. That's the
Oh,
destination. The reason why you're putting that box there.
38. I don't know, it's bigger. 38. Yeah, it's bigger.
if you highlight the box, it should give you the numbers if that you're
But
looking
it's
for.
so small that I think it's 38, 642.
See
Yeah.
that? 38,500 and 600 is premium on 500. You see what I'm talking about? That right there. Now 37,500 is the point of interest. It goes 1,000 points beyond to 38,500. That is the premium on 37,500. That's what I'm waiting for right there. All right. So when it gets to 500, oh yeah, 38,500, but then it goes to 600. That's the premium on 500. I'm telling you, man, it doesn't have to be right, but that's how I move. So that's what I'd be looking for. And how you measured that, like a lot of people, Gareth Soloway, he measures the whole leg and goes up there and just puts the measurement up there. And he's like, okay, it gives me an idea. If it's totally exhausted, okay, yeah, it's probably going to exhaust at that point. Because of previous price structure, it told you the type of distance that US 30 likes to go. So that's specific to US 30. So now when you take that box and put it up there, it'll tell you where the zone is.
And Leandra, I would have fibbed from that second. Like you have your fib way down there. I would have fibbed it from the second, from that second hump. Like no,
Mm-hmm.
up right there, right there. Go up. Bring the bottom up right there. That's a pullback to 78.
Yeah. I get what you mean. I was just looking at how far this could potentially go. Because even the box that I marked up, this is the discount and that's the premium. So if I did fib this, because I normally look at this on a higher time frame. So
yeah, the only danger trying to predict how high this will go is we're at the top. We're you know we're
Yeah.
at the
You want inside bars. You want it to
exactly.
do what it needs to do and then give you inside bars. Once you start seeing those inside bars, then you're ready to start setting things up. Right? No rush.
I don't really like.
And we're
Yeah,
all
so
together. That's the thing. We're together. So when we all see these inside bars, we're going to see them at the same time. Everybody's going to catch the trade. It's going to be amazing. This is where we're headed.
I was just back testing it to see what I missed. But Kim, you just fibbed from the bottom of this swing.
Oh, fire up that barbecue pit.
Why are you acting brand new, Leandra?
No, I said fire the barbecue pit up there. I know. Why you want me to do it? Because the fire, because you got your clothes on, so it's fire up the barbecue. Because my barbecue's shit. I get that sweet baby rays. I sprinkle the goddamn milk.
Are y'all firing the barbecue up for everybody?
That sweet baby Ray's is the truth.
I have that. I don't know nothing about that sweet baby Ray's with that Memphis hot on it. I like that hickory and brown sugar, my dad. So just fired a barbecue pit up.
Leandra, you be looking like your chart be having you pinned up against the wall. It was a hot mess.
No, this is clean for me.
And I know that ain't your real chart. I seen your real chart
It is.
before.
This is my real chart.
That
This
ain't
is,
your real chart.
it is. It is.
Your
This is
real chart have a million lines on it.
no. This is my real chart. This. Oh,
I seen your real chart before.
this is my real chart. Look, this is my real chart. If you go on to like a low time frame, I don't trade 8. I only use 8 cap because they use 8 cap on prop firms, and sometimes there's gap and drive. So I like to see on 8 cap, but this is the chart that I do everything on. Like I was expecting US 30 to fill this imbalance and sell. I wasn't. Not that imbalance. Is that imbalance? No, it's not that imbalance. That's too far. Yeah, it is this imbalance. Yeah, I was expecting it to do this imbalance, but then when I saw NAS, buying with this my top. Which day was it? I think it was Thursday. When I saw NAS buying on Thursday, I thought if NAS is buying, then SPX would be buying. That means it's not long until US 30 does the same thing. But it was a bit slow to react. So I was like, what's going on?
Yeah.
That consumer.
They're talking about SPX hitting 5,000, and that's going to be a good telltale sign. Even 5,100, they've been calling for 5,000 to 5,100, which is perfect because 5,000 is a point of interest and 5,100 is the premium on 5,000. So that's going to be a good barometer right there.
Wow, still a bit strong.
That's why I'd rather look at SPX than US 30 in this case because of 5,000. Now I can use SPX to catch US 30 because if this hits 5,000, that's the peak. Now I can catch US 30 because this is doing that, right? And then you got NAS at 17,500, right? That's the point of interest. 18,500 is the premium on 17,500. No matter what the pair is, I'm looking at them numbers like that. Like whichever one does it first, then I can look at all the rest of them. So,
Yeah, I missed it. That's what sign up reversing. And NAS is going to which one?
17,500 and then 20,000, right? But 17,500 to 18,500 is premium. 17,500 to 16,500, that's discount, right? 17,500 is the number everyone knows according to Quarters theory, but they don't know about the overshoots. So now they're all over the place because 17,500 didn't do what they thought it was going to do, right? Because they don't understand an overshoot. They don't understand premium and discount from the point of interest. We know it's going to sell. So it's going to max out and it's going to sell hard. And you got to know where resistance is according to the psychological institutional levels of trade.
Actually completed that monthly pullback to the golden zone. $684 pips. Pullback. From a buy of 1,170.
Mm-hmm. You
Yes,
got a
that-
previous leg down there telling you exactly right. Three bearish down and then break the resistance. Whenever this decides to stop, you'll probably get 3 bearish down and another break of resistance, or that's going to be your chop and it's going to sell. All you need is that first candle and hopefully it's an inside bar. Because when it's not an inside bar, you see that to the left when it sold, it didn't give you an inside bar.
Mm.
So that's how you can tell that's not the top. Now down at the bottom, you do have an inside bar.
Mhm.
That's how you can confirm how bullish it is because it started off with an inside bar. Now when it's a sell, it's going to start off with a selling inside bar. Now you're confirmed. Now you can work.
Comprendo, comprendo.
Wait, go back to that time frame. Go back to that time frame. Now you see where the bullish candle engulfed the bearish, like the last bullish candle is a bullish engulfing, right?
Here.
Right? Yeah, you see how that's an inside bar?
Mhm.
Because it's totally consumed by the bullish candle's body and wick. It's totally consuming the black candle. Now, how do we know it consumed the black candle in the wick? As soon as it broke the wick, that let us know that that is an inside bar to the left. You see, to put it to the top of the wick, to the black candle. That as soon as that candle got bigger than that wick, you should have been looking for an entry right there. Because now that's an inside bar. It's confirming the buy. But it's hard to get a trade when the candle's not complete. So it's hard to do that. But you're looking for an inside bar. Once that's confirmed, now you can look for your entry. You're not going to have inside bars everywhere. So when you see one, you go with what the inside bar is telling you. It's telling you bullish. There's only 2 inside bars. There's the one at the bottom, and then there's the one at that one, right?
Okay,
You
which
go,
one?
well, when you go to a different time frame, you'll see it. It's not on that time frame. It's on a higher time frame. Higher. The higher. Where is it? I saw it when you were doing something. I saw it
3 months.
on one of the time frame.
3 months, I think. It was a 3 month.
Nah, I don't see it here.
2 months. I think it was just
But
2 months.
it's
Talking about the
down
2 months.
towards the bottom. No, I thought we saw
That
an
last
inside
chart,
bar now.
I mean, go back to that last time frame you're on. It was right there.
It was a 2 month, wasn't it? This one
Hey,
here.
right there. So you see the black candle, and then the little one next to it, that's the inside bar.
Right. There it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And actually, that bullish order block is they're both inside bars to that black candle.
You're
Right.
talking about this one here.
Now you see the
one.
bottom. Now that's the mother candle, right? Now look at the bottom wick, right? See that? And now look at the top wick,
This one.
right? Now you see how the candle after that is totally consumed by that? That's your inside bar.
What is by the previous one? It's not totally consumed by this one though.
No, just look for an inside bar. It doesn't matter where it is. Just look for one. As soon as you see it, then you can find your entry point.
Yeah, but just the wick has to.
Let's walk through. Let's walk through. Let's look at the black candle, like I said, at the top of the wick and the bottom of the wick. That's how we know it's the mother bar, right? Once we see the mother bar, we need a candle to be totally consumed. That candle is totally consumed. Once that candle is totally consumed, on the next candle, you can look for your entry.
From wick to wick or body to body, totally consumed.
Just start with the first candle. Start with the first candle. You have the measurement. Matter of fact, let's put a line at the top of the black candle's wick. The top of the wick. No, not that one. The mother bar. All the way up. All right, now put one at the bottom wick. Okay, now you see that the black candle next to it is totally consumed. And the white candle it's a double top up there. So basically it's still inside, right? So you have two insides. Now the bottom inside is the one that makes the most sense. Because once you get that one, the next one did the 88, almost 100% retracement. That was your entry point because you're trusting the inside bar and you're putting the stop loss outside the bottom red line. Now you have the trade. Now the next candle comes down and taps in and gives us the power of 3. That's your second entry because of the inside bar. You're trusting the inside bar. It's an early signal for reversal. And that's the only inside bar you see. And the rest of the structure is nothing but transition.
No, because I was watching some videos on inside bars. I want to know if
That's textbook. This to me, that's what I've learned in the last 2 weeks. And it is totally something that I cannot unsee because you don't see them everywhere. They're just individually wrapped and it gives you sauce. That's what it is. It did it on US 30. I was like, wow, I'm just amazed by it. The noise, I don't need to see no noise. The candle, you know, it's sitting in the midst of all the noise, and it gives you so much confidence in what you're looking at.
I like to go down to the lower time frame to see what else it lines up with. I like the weekly, the daily. So that's basically how we trade anyway, breakouts and
Right.
pullback.
That's probably going to be one of the strongest confluences of the year for the group. You can get it on the 30-minute, you can get it on the 1 hour, and then you can go under the microscope. You get it on the 4 hour, higher the time frame, stronger the signal. Now that you got the signal, you can go down to your lower time frames and make it happen.
The daily look better.
You have your kill zones, and then in the kill zone, you see an inside bar. Come on, let's work.
That's good. Thanks, OG.
Thank y'all.
Anything else?
Sounds like we good. So I guess we got some.
I mean,
You got people taking over Wednesday, right?
Is it Rashawn and Vera? I wrote it down to you.
You said Beretta, the dude from Argentina.
So this is a female, but yeah, I mean,
Oh, okay.
I'm gonna log on Wednesday just to see what's up.
Okay. Unless Rosebud, if she's ready to go, then somebody can take over Thursdays. She's been doing a lot. I know she likes to do it. So between her and Ebony, they like doing it. But we can give her Wednesday and give Rashawn Friday. I mean, Wednesday, Thursday.
Let's stop recording and discuss this.